My name is Tony Kelly, and this is my podcast on my methodology for my research project. My research project is based on teaching beyond the test. It explores the perspectives teachers have about teaching and learning the subject of business in transition year. The research design I have employed for my study is a mixed methodology, which includes both quantitative and qualitative research. This process of using more than one data collection method is referred to as triangulation, which is the research practice of comparing and combining different sources of evidence in order to reach a better understanding of the research topic. Quantitative research allows me to collect facts and studies the relationship of one set of facts against another. Quantitative research also allows me to use a large sample size of teachers in order to gain a multitude of different perspectives. The instrument I used to collect quantitative data for this study was a questionnaire. I designed a self-completion questionnaire for the purpose of this study, which included 16 questions which adopted the 5-point Likert scale method for collecting the data. The 5-point Likert scale method on the screen is exactly the one I used in my questionnaires. A qualitative perspective is more concerned with understanding individuals' perceptions of the research study. In relation to my study, I am using qualitative research to get a broader perspective of teachers' attitudes towards transition year. My method of qualitative research is semi-structured interviews. This allowed me to get more valuable and personal information from the participants, which is much harder to extract from quantitative research. I designed the interview questions based on the research question. The semi-structured interviews allowed the focus to be shifted from the researcher to their interviewee. The interview questions were open-ended to encourage participants to share their personal thoughts and opinions. There are many strengths of using a mixed methodology when carrying out research. Firstly, it provides a more complete and comprehensive understanding of the research problem than either quantitative or qualitative approaches alone. It also helps to explain the findings. Another strength is it provides strengths that offset the weaknesses of both quantitative and qualitative research. For example, quantitative research is weak in understanding the context or setting in which people behave, something that qualitative research makes up for. However, a mixed methodology approach is not without limitations. The research design can be very complex. It can take much more time and resources to plan and implement this type of research. It can also be difficult to plan and implement one method by drawing on the findings of another. And finally, it may be unclear how to resolve discrepancies that arise in the interpretation of the findings. To conclude my podcast, the reasoning behind using a mixed methodology approach for my research project is based on the fact that there is very little previous research in relation to teachers' perspectives on transition year. I determined that both qualitative and quantitative research to be the most appropriate method of research design, as it will provide me with a greater scope on the perspectives that teachers have in relation to positive and negative aspects of teaching and learning in transition year.